Power Rangers Cosmic Fury was the last season of this universe as we know it, and in 2024 the franchise will have a break. Then, in 2025 the reboot of Power Rangers is going to begin with a new universe that will have no relation to anything we've seen for the last 30 years. Many still don't understand this concept and don't understand why it is necessary to do so, so we are going to explain everything so you can start evolving along with Power Rangers. First, let's explain what a reboot means, and I don't want to look for scientific words. I'm just going to explain it the way a friend would explain it to you in a conversation having a juice with you. A reboot is like turning off the video game console, installing another memory, and starting the entire video game from scratch. Obviously, everything you played for 30 years has been stored in another memory, but now you are going to start with a new memory, and you can change the entire game with different decisions. Obviously, if you make the same decisions you always made in the previous game, then you are probably going to get the same results, but this is not the goal of any reboot. When any player decides to restart a game, it is because he wants to achieve something different, and the reasons can be many. In the case of a production, be it a series or a movie, the main motivations are almost always economic. It must be remembered that even though film is art, it is also a business in which the owners of any franchise seek to generate monetary income, and if the project does not meet that, then it must be changed. For 30 years Power Rangers has been sold several times and has had different owners, all of whom have had different visions. Have you ever wondered why Power Rangers has been sold so many times? When a franchise is sold, it's because it doesn't bring in the revenue they expect, so they try to generate as much as they can and, in the end, they sell it. Sometimes there are companies that don't give the franchise the attention it needs to evolve, and for this reason it doesn't generate the revenue they are looking for. When a company has many projects, sometimes they don't mind losing one because they have many others that can make money. However, Hasbro had another vision with Power Rangers since they bought the franchise, and according to the information it is said that they wanted to make a reboot of the franchise before they bought it. The seasons they have created have only been done to give the company time to organize the whole reboot, and doing this is not as easy as it seems. Although many think Hasbro is bad for destroying what we have had for 30 years, I believe the opposite, and I will explain why. All the other companies didn't treat Power Rangers with the potential that the franchise really has and continued to make money, but when they realized they couldn't get more out of it, then they sold it. However, Hasbro has seen the potential that Power Rangers has, but they realized that all that potential is not going to be realized unless there is an evolution in the franchise, as things in the world have changed. Although many fans love Power Rangers, the reality is that the franchise is aimed at a child audience, and these days kids don't watch as much TV as they used to. Basically, you can say that these children's shows like Power Rangers could generate a lot of money in the 90s, when TV was the most important thing, but now kids prefer to do other things. Now there is the internet, which has helped video games to be on another level, and platforms like YouTube have become the new television. This doesn't mean that there aren't kids watching Power Rangers, but there aren't as many kids watching the series as there were in the beginning of the franchise. So what's the idea behind the reboot? We can say that, in these times, adults are watching more superhero series, and they are those children of the 90s who watched superhero cartoons, but now they want to see them in an adult format. This has happened with Marvel and DC, both of which have tapped into this new audience and have been able to squeeze it, except DC obviously. Power Rangers has the potential to target this type of audience, but obviously creating series aimed at children is not going to do it. The response from many fans is going to be that they should have just changed a few things to make Power Rangers for adults, like they did in the special episode, but that wouldn't work. The franchise is already known as a product for children's audiences, so it was going to be nearly impossible to get the attention of all those adults who aren't fans of the franchise but do watch superhero series. These people already know that Power Rangers is for kids, so for this reason they don't pay attention to it and would never know that the franchise was changing. In addition to this, it takes more than just a few simple changes to make it what Power Rangers can become evolved, because if we compare the special episode with any Marvel project, we will realize that the special episode is still seen as an episode for a child audience. Even if we compare the special episode to the 2017 movie, which was indeed targeting the new adult audience sought after in the reboot, we will realize that the special episode still looks quite childish. Let's do a brief mental comparison with the Rita Repulsa from the special episode and the Rita Repulsa from the 2017 movie. We obviously know that the Rita from the special episode is the one we the fans like, since she's the character we've known all our lives, but think about which of the two looks like a villain for a children's project and which one looks like a villain for a more adult project. Although both villains managed to take the life of a ranger, the 2017 Rita looks eviler and caused real destruction. In order to pull off such a drastic change like this, the new universe can't have any relation to the old universe, and this is to start getting new fans that aren't lost. If they link the new universe to anything in the old universe, then the new fans are not going to understand what is going on, and possibly there would be some things that don't make sense. In this new universe they're going to connect everything. The series and the movies are all going to be connected. In order for them to do this right, then they have to start everything from scratch, with a blank page, so that everything is thought out from the beginning and there are no nonsense things. Right now, in Power Rangers there are a lot of things that don't make sense, and this is because nothing was done with the future series in mind. Another thing that has fans confused is the break that the franchise is going to have in 2024, and the reality is that they don't understand the importance of this. For anything in life to work better after such a long time, we must give it a break, and this is going to have a lot of positive effects. Possibly for us as fans it makes us feel a bit of despair, as we won't be able to see anything new from Power Rangers, something we have been used to for 30 years. The reality is, if we want the reboot to be a success, then it's best to give it a rest in 2024 so we can disconnect from the series we've watched all our lives and have a clear mind to be able to welcome the new universe. Look at it this way: to be able to eat we must be hungry, because this way we will enjoy the food better, but if we eat when we still have a full belly, then we will not be able to enjoy that new plate of food. Write in the comments your opinion about the reboot of the franchise, like this video and subscribe to watch the Power Rangers reboot.